You can't keep using your money the way that people did 30 years ago and expect to build wealth the same way that people did then, because our economy has changed. And the first part that we've never been taught in school, unfortunately, is that you have to understand how to use your money in a way that's best for you. Not best for making everybody else rich, because the reality is there's a lot of entities out there that profit off of you being financially uneducated. Or if you want me to say it bluntly, there's a lot of people out there that profit off of you being financially stupid and off of you being financially poor. For example, banks profit when you are in debt. Why? Because when you stay in debt for the rest of your life, you're going to continue paying interest to the banker every time you get paid. You go to work to get paid, you pay the banker in interest, and they get rich when you go to work. Corporations profit when you go and spend all of your money. They don't care that you're spending money that you don't have. They don't care that you're spending money that you could be using to pay for your kids' college. They don't care that you're spending money that you could be using to pay for your retirement. They are hiring the smartest marketers and MBAs in the world to entice you to open up your wallet and spend money with them. In fact, the government profits when you are financially uneducated, because our economic system is designed to reward investors, not employees. Now, I'm telling you this as a licensed attorney who is not your attorney, but our tax code taxes you differently depending on how you earn your money. And what I mean by that is when you go to work and you get paid, you are generating what's called ordinary income. And this is from the Federal Income Tax Code. Yes, I am a weirdo and I keep the Federal Income Tax Code in my office. And look, it is more than 2,000 pages long at around 8-point font. It is not easy to understand because it is made complicated, so only some people can understand the way that this works. But when you go and you earn ordinary income from your job, your W-2 job, you're going to pay the highest tax rates and you qualify for the lowest tax breaks. When you become an investor, well, now you qualify for a different bucket of income. And now because you're a different bucket of income, you also qualify for lower tax rates and or bigger tax breaks. This is why you have so many investors around the world that can make millions of dollars and pay little to no money in taxes 100% legally, because the government is designed to profit off of you being an employee. Now, the funny thing about that is we're all taught to just go and work a job. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to work a job. That's not the purpose of this video. But you have to understand how you can build wealth, because the reality is for you to build wealth, you have to invest in your financial education. And unfortunately, this is the thing that we're never taught in school. But the reality is, if you want to build wealth, you have to have this financial education, because this is what's going to determine if you become wealthy or not. We're all taught about the importance of formal education, the importance of going to school and getting a good degree. But the reality is your financial education is what's going to make you wealthy. Now you're going to say, well, Jaspreet, it's easy to say that because you're an attorney. Yes, I am a licensed attorney, but I've also never worked a day as an attorney, because I was able to build my investments. I was able to build my business while I was in law school. And before I started law school, I went to law school because I grew up in a traditional Indian house. And my parents, when I was growing up, said, Jaspreet, you have two options. You can either be a doctor or you can be a failure. You choose. And when I decided that I didn't want to be a doctor, my dad made a compromise. He said, Jaspreet, if you want to keep any pride in the family, you have to at least become an attorney. So I went to law school. I got my law degree. I did pretty good in law school. Passed the bar exam, got my license, never worked a day as an attorney, because once you understand this, you can start to use it to your advantage, because this exact same system is the same reason why some people can become incredibly wealthy. And this is the whole purpose, the mission of why I do this channel, is to help people understand this. I run a company full-time. My full-time job is running a company called Briefs Media. We're transitioning it to Briefs Finance, but that's my full-time job. This channel, Minority Mindset, is my hobby, because these are the things that I wish somebody would have told me when I was getting started on my investing journey, because the reality is this system works for the people that understand how it works. And we're not taught how it works. Kind of a weird dynamic. But this is the reason why some people get very wealthy and the average person doesn't. The average person works very hard. And when I say average, this could be a doctor or a teacher or a truck driver. And you're going to say, Jaspreet, how can you put them all in the same bucket? Because you have so many broke doctors, you have so many broke truck drivers. You have some really rich truck drivers, you also have some rich doctors. But at the end of the day, if you're just working a job and spending your money, whether you make $20,000 a year or $250,000 a year, and yes, I know some truck drivers make a lot of money, but It doesn't matter. If you spend all the money you make, you're going to be broke. Period. And you see this happen all the time. And if you want to benefit from this system, that means you have to understand how the system works. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.